Good morning. It's Vijay here. Today is Friday, 1st of August, 2025. Welcome to yet another episode of Pre-Market Commentary. I think July was one month which the Bulls would like to forget because July was really, really bad, including the last day. So the Bull here is trying to scratch his head and see what is really happening. Because generally, Julys have been good and follow up with a better August. So honestly, I too did not expect July to be so bad, but there's always a silver lining. The question we have to ask ourselves as we get into August is the worst over? So let me just give you some data later in the program as to why I think what I think. So yesterday, what happened was the markets opened with a big gap because of Trump's unilateral pronouncements that India will have a tariff of 25% plus a penalty, which he did not specify. So the market reacted violently in the first half an hour, and then there was a steady uptrend, and actually it was trading in the positive at one point of time, both Nifty and Bank Nifty. However, the broader market was not that strong. Then in the last 1 hour, the Nifty and Bank Nifty also came down significantly. Reasoning, I would say, is more of positioning. Yesterday was the monthly settlement, so there would have been a lot of positions and they would want to shift it to next month. So all that created some havoc. So Nifty ended lower, Bank Nifty ended lower. 39 out of 50 stocks closed in the red. Adani and Tata Steel were losers. Tata Steel came up with good results actually. Advance decline. It was not in favor of the bulls. It was 2:1 in favor of the bears. So if you observe here, that till around 130, the market was going up steadily after the opening highs. See, generally, I have always noticed that on a day when there is panic, look at the first hour lows and the first hour highs. If the first hour highs are crossed and trades about 15-20 minutes, then you know that day is good. And if the first hour lows are crossed downwards, then you have to be very careful because usually when the news is bad, people will take a short position or refrain from taking a long position. So therefore, you should expect it to be lower in the second hour or first hour. But yesterday it was not so. So it is very clear that some smart money was buying. So FIs and DIs, this number generally on on the last day of the settlement, I don't put too much emphasis because there are a lot of arbitrage funds of FIs which move money from cash to futures, futures to cash on the last day of the settlement. So yesterday, of course, FI sold 5,600 crores, compared with about just less than 700 crores the previous day. DIs bought more than FI, so net institutional numbers were positive. So what happened globally, things looked bright at one point of time, especially on Nasdaq. Nasdaq gave up all its gains and closed flat. S&P was down by 0.37%. Dow Jones was down by about 350 points. As far as the European markets are concerned, CAC was flat. The French market, that is French index, FTSE was flat, and DAX fell significantly. Commodities, it was Brent was flat this morning. It is much lower, below 72. Gold also was flat. Silver is weakening, and copper is struggling because of Trump's actions. Now, here is the important and interesting point which I'm taking from Mr. Nigel D'Souza of CNBC. I've taken the data from him. Of course, the data is available publicly. So August series starts with FI long exposure at just 10%. This is lowest since April 2023. If you remember, April 2023 was when the bull run started between April 23 to September 2024. So this is the lowest 10%. So whenever the FII positioning actually is 15%, that is 85% short and 15% long. Generally, the market bottoms at that point of time. I was mentioning this when it was 86% day before yesterday. Yesterday, it has gone to 90%. So FIs are 90% short in the derivatives futures, Nifty futures, and they are only net 10% long. So this augurs well for positioning. See, markets go on positioning and liquidity. If the positioning is bad and liquidity is strong, which is the case now, then usually the market do not sustain the lower levels. So they may open lower. For instance, today there is likelihood of the market opening lower, but it's very unlikely to sustain. Even if it doesn't work out today, it will work out in the next few days. This is my observation over a very long period of time. So the observation made is on three occasions in the past when FI exposure was at similar lows, Nifty gained about 2,000 points over the next few series. The last time it happened was in February series. From March onwards, the Nifty has only gone up. So that time I think it was 12% was the net long position. Now we are lower than that. So what are the August series triggers? They are update on tariffs now because we need to know what will happen as far as the penalty is concerned. The RBI policy, which is due in a few days, the remainder of the Q1 results. Incidentally, Q1 results have been reasonably good. They are positive in most cases, better than expectations. And the beginning of the festive season is there when money will start coming into the system. And end of September, we will certainly see much more money. But in August, some part of money will come. Things will be generally the economy is good after August. August, September, October are three good months. At least August and September are two good months when things get brighter. So, what are the stocks to watch today? On positive, Eicher Motors came with good results. Balrampur Chini is getting an ethanol price hike. Godrej Properties is going into Vadodara with a 34-acre land acquisition, and NCC has secured orders worth about 792 crores in July. Auto stocks today will be in the limelight because today is first, and generally on first of every month you get the monthly sales. I expect the two-wheeler sales to be good. So we are concentrating on TVS and Hero for the last few days. Maruti, we do not know. Mahindra should be good because tractor sales should be good. Reliance, of course, the information is August 29th. We are having the AGM. So something big will come, I'm sure, this time. Coal India results are okay, not great. Swiggy has come with poor results, but you never know. Poor results may mean the market prices may go up. And Tata Motors, the JLR CEO has stepped down, and they're overhauling the Jaguar brand. But I'm bullish on Tata Motors because I think their acquisition of Iveco will serve them well in the medium term. But of course, I need to know what are the contours of the deal, which we do not know as of now. PNB Housing, the MD is resigning. I don't know what is the problem with that because he was there in another firm, and I think it was Can Bank Housing, and he got caught in some scandal, and he had to move out from there. But that's what it is. So macro data is looking very interesting. The April-June fiscal deficit is 17% of the FY26 budget target. So 17% means overall it should have been 25% because 3 months are over. It should have been 25%. It's lower than that 25% means that we will have a very good fiscal deficit target. We'll meet that fiscal deficit target easily. Of course, this fiscal deficit seems very high vis-a-vis last year first quarter because from 2.8 lakh crores versus 1.4 lakh crores is because the government of India has pumped in huge money in this quarter, and that is why the fiscal deficit is huge. It looks huge, but still, as a percentage, it's still much, much lower. So the tax revenue has not been that great. It has just been 8.7 lakh crores versus 8.3 lakh crores. But government has got enough money, and the allocation of more than 12.5 lakh crores for infrastructure will do well for the economy and for economy-related stocks like L&T and infrastructure stocks like NCC and others. So on tariffs, the White House confirms that April 2 tariff exemptions remain in effect until Executive Order 14257 is what the number is. So what it means is basically copper, pharma, steel, auto, metals, and pharma items are among still exempted from reciprocal tariffs. So we don't have to worry about Indian pharma till September end. So Trump has written a letter to about 16 CEOs of pharma companies asking them to reduce prices. The pharma prices have fallen down, but big pharma actually controls the politics in USA and globally. I don't think big pharma will accept what Trump is asking. So I believe contrary belief is that pharma should do well rather than do poorly, as most people are thinking, because pharma is exempt from tariffs. So that is as far as this one is concerned. So what am I doing? As usual, we are keeping calm and buying the dip. That's what we did yesterday. We were successful 90% of the time. 9 out of 10 stocks which we participated, we closed in the positive. So we will continue to do what we are doing, that is keeping calm and buying the dip. So whatever you do, I hope it is subtle. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you.